My name is Fernando Benitez. I attended Nevada State High School, and I'm now at CSN working on my Associates of Science, and later on, hopefully, going on to UNLV for my Bachelor's in Mechanical Engineering. Um, 9 years ago, I wouldn't have imagined myself doing this in front of so many people, telling them my story. Many of you guys might know me, but you probably don't know that side of my life. 9 years ago, I came to the United States from El Salvador. After it was the biggest journey of my life that I ever encountered. Jumping from a boat, being in the ocean 3 days and nights, going from bus to bus throughout Mexico, walking the desert, and being in a detention facility in the United States. When I first arrived to the United States, we came straight up to Vegas because our family was here. But I had to go to school. And back in El Salvador, we had barely started school, so I had to start school here, but the time frames are different. So they didn't allow me. They made me wait like half a year. So that half a year, I was really nerve-wracking because I was like, okay, I don't know anything that's going on. I don't know the language. I don't know the rules. I see people crossing the street specifically, a lot of police officers, big buildings, streets, street lights. We don't have them back home much like that. And then, so then the time went by, learn how to say what's your name, go to the bathroom, things like that. How are you? And then it was my first day in school. I was really I was nervous. I've never been so nervous in my life. You don't know what's going on. Nobody understands what you're saying. All right, cool. Let's go to school. As I walk in the room, I see all kids that nobody looks like me. Almost nobody looks like me. And then the teacher was white too, so I'm like, okay, the teacher can't even speak to me. How am I supposed to understand anything? And then in the corner, I see a kid. He looks just like me. He's not speaking to nobody. He's just like by himself. So I go up to him and I tell him in Spanish, I'm like, ¿hablas español? And he's like, sí. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. I found somebody. So then we started talking, and he was Mexican, but he still related to my story because, both countries suffer from poverty, corruption, and things, just violence and stuff like that. So he understood where he came from, but I was like, all right, cool. That's my friend from now on. So then the whole, I was a little bit troublemaker at first because I had come from a place where the law is not even enforced by law enforcement. The government doesn't care. It's corrupted. I thought it was the same thing at first, I was like, okay, I started messing around in the classroom a little bit first. So then I was like, I used to get in trouble, so I was like, okay, it's serious here. I can't be doing these things here. All right, cool. So then I went through my whole fifth grade class, went by normal, regular, still didn't know English by the end of it. I was a little bit they were like, oh, you got to go to middle school after this, another school. I'm like, well, my friend, I don't know if he's going to. What am I supposed to do? So then I started my middle school. I went to Cashman Middle School. And when I went there, nobody kind of wanted to talk to me either because they're like, this kid doesn't speak our language or anything. But then I found a group of friends. They spoke Spanish as well. But that group of friends was not the best group of friends I could have chose because those friends that I had, I can't even call them friends really because I made bad decisions due to hanging around with them and stuff like that. You just end up making bad decisions. So I would be getting suspended and stuff. Never got expelled, but, I'm glad I never did, but could have. And so but still nothing clicked in my head. I still didn't think of I'm undocumented, I'm not from here. It's still nothing really, I didn't see it as a big challenge. But then 8th grade class came by, and then I moved to Montalvo Middle School back in Northtown. That's when I met Miss Mosca. That's when my life turned around. I had I had Mr. Marby for that class, and he's a big influence in my life as well because he was really intellectual, and he would talk to me about college, even when we were in middle school, and magnet high schools and stuff like this. And I wasn't really interested because I'm telling you, I wasn't the best student you see as that's a good student. So then Miss Mosca came by and she started giving a presentation, and he's like, oh, we're gonna have a program coming. I'm like, cool, they don't really care. I see Miss Mosca working, Asian lady. I'm like, cool, and at that time I already spoke English, so I already understood. Not perfectly, I still have that little accent in me, but it's cool. And then she came in, she brought her computer and a whole projector. I'm like, all right, cool, what are we gonna learn about? And she starts talking about things that they did, but I didn't even pay attention. I can't even tell you what she was talking about really, because I don't know. Because I was playing around the whole day, not the whole class. I was just fooling around, talking, kind of didn't listen. But then I heard her say something about they went to go see Obama. So I was like, Obama, like they were there at the inauguration for Obama. That's crazy. I'm not from here. That would be like something that someone who's not from here most likely wouldn't do. So it's like, that's crazy. I want to do that. I want to meet politicians. And then at the whole day, I went through my classes, I was thinking about it. And then it kind of clicked, like, you're not from here. These opportunities might not be like there all the time. So I went to sign up. I signed up for the program. Mr. Marby was like, you're gonna sign up? You sure you're gonna go? And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go. Like, I'm just gonna, she said she had food, right? Like, I'm gonna go. And then Miss Moscow was like, really, that kid? Like, I think she was like, is he really coming? Because, damn. And then, so then I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna go. So the first day I arrived there, it was like, we had pillows all over. It was a portable, like we didn't have like, we do now, but it was a portable. We had pillow. It was like a carpet like this. We had pillows all around, and we just sit down on right there. So the first day, I met Brandon. Brandon is a unique person in that program as well, because that first year, he was the only African American in the whole like cohort that I had just gone in. So that made him unique, just like I was unique, because I had a unique story, So we started talking. Then suddenly we became friends, because I felt like his story is different, but he knew what it felt to be left out of the crowd. So we became friends. And we just coming back to the program because of each other. We never told Miss Moscow, but that was kind of really the reason at first, because we just wanted to hang out. But then it got really serious. So, I started high school eventually, freshman year. I still didn't think about much about being undocumented or anything like that. Then my sophomore year, it still didn't really click. Then Miss Moscow was like, you got to do this. And I was like, all right, cool. I wasn't thinking of college. I had told Miss Moscow, I'm not going to college. For what? What's the reason? I'm going to go, become an engineer, become a lawyer. I'm not going to get my license. It doesn't matter. She's like, you got to go. Like, don't be a fool. You have to go to school. Like, I don't care. You're going to go to school. Like, she got really mad at me when I said that. And that's when I signed up to Nevada State High School. And things were still kind of hard because, I had problems at home. Then that's when in my junior year is when I started thinking, I have to pay for college somehow. And Miss Moscow was like, oh, we'll worry about that later. Like, don't worry about that. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I tried, and I still keep messing up. I don't have like straight A student throughout high school. I didn't have that because I still face problems at home. And then that is in the back of your head, like, okay, like you're gonna go to school, but you gotta pay eventually. So it's like, okay, how am I gonna do it? And I always thought about that. But then we try to apply to many scholarships, things like that. Many of them were like, oh, your Social Security for tax revenue, this and that. I'm like, damn, can't sign up here. And then it was FAFSA. We're like, we can't sign up to FAFSA either. So, all right, cool. We'll figure it out later. And I also want to thank Ms. Courtney, because last year on our scholarship party, that's when I got funds from Ms. Courtney. It was like a check, and I was like, all right, that's gonna help because scholarship books are not cheap. I was like, that's gonna help me a lot. And then I told Ms. Mosca, I'm not gonna go. Like, I even told her again, I was like, I'm not gonna go, because what's the point? And she still got really mad. She's like, you have to go. Like, you have to go to school. I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna go to school then. And because I do have a passion, my dream is to one day become a mechanical engineer and create jobs in third world countries. Because the reason why people immigrate is because economy, like other countries are not as great as America. So recently I told Ms. Mosca again, I was like, I wanna drop out of college. I'm like, she's like, for what? I'm like, what's the point? Like, I'm not gonna get anything at the end. She was like, we'll worry about that later. She always tells me that. But what I want you guys to live here tonight, I want you guys to think of something. Many of us are here in America, but it's like we're not here, It's like, I'm sorry. I think being undocumented was one of the best things that happened to me, because that taught me how to appreciate. Now that I'm old, like I'm old now, I'm like, I look back at my whole story of what I've been through, what I went through, and it helps me appreciate now, like what I am given, like. it just helps me appreciate everything that I'm giving now. From every door that's open, from every door that's closed, because every door that's closed just helps me look for another one. um, but it is hard when you have to look for your own opportunities and create your own opportunities. And I want you guys to leave and remember that sometimes you guys can imagine how hard it is. Like you're like, okay, like I can't get a job. Like I can't do this, I can't do that, but I have to pay for college. But I still haven't reached my American dream, and I know I will. I know I will. Just every team has its own time, you know? And thank you everyone for being here tonight. I appreciate it.